Okay, Shalom Philolakium. Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Wakakadash. Okay, double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, our elders of GMS. Okay, and salutation of peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open and keep looking, because that time is near. That time is near when the devil is going to make his move. He's going to make his major move, which is like it says here in this article here, the snare. It's a snare, it's a trap. He's setting that snare, he's setting that trap as we speak, man. He's about to make his move and catch so many Israelites, and that's who counts, is the Israelites. Because that's the ultimate goal, is for this devil to get the Israelites. He can give a damn about the other nations, but his goal is to get the Israelites. Okay? So he's laying that trap to get the Israelites by all these means of, as far as the economy goes, economics, money, cash, survival, your welfare, your health. He's using it all. He's laying that trap. He's laying that snare to get you all, which is leading into this. Now, this is something that a whole lot of us, those that are out teaching the word, we all make a great emphasis and we trying to mention it as much as possible, to keep your damn eyes open, to keep watching, keep your eyes open on what's going on around you. Okay, let me grab the scripture real quick. And this is what happens when you're taking instructions and you're all over the place, treating this trumpet being blown as entertainment, or treating this warning as a means to further your own agenda, instead of for what it should have been taken for, as a literal warning. And when you hear a warning, you go into what do you call it? You go into protection mode. You know. So let me grab the scripture. Okay. Digital health passport, the snare that will lure many into the one world cashless system. And we already seen perfect examples of this. It has already happened. How easily the people are going to be led to the slaughter. Literally are going to be led to the slaughter. I got another scripture in my mind. Phone is acting up again. Okay. For simply not following instructions, this is going to ultimately lead to your own destruction. Okay. And there's actually a couple of good scriptures on this. It says here, one second here. second. Here we go. 2nd Ezra 15 and 10. Behold, it says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And that's what the land of Egypt is all about, man. The slaughter of Jacob, the slaughter of the Israelites. And like I said, what I was making my point was, as far as keeping your eyes open, perfect example of the brother who knew he was an Israelite and claimed he'd been following this truth for so long, literally is all over the place, you know. And the perfect proof of that is the true prophets are pushing not to do certain things, and you already know what those certain things are. All right. But when you're foolish and you're let's put it this way, when you're all over the world and you don't and you're not following the instructions, you know, you're pretty much going to be led to that slaughter. You're pretty much going to be you're pretty much your everyday step is as fools. It says here, wait a minute, where my scripture go? Man, let me grab it back out again. Here we go. What I was saying, dude was like, he knew, you know, going through the motions, explaining how he's an Israelite, and so on and so on. Okay, I got my scripture. But he went and got that jab. He fell for the okie doke. You know, he fell for the okie doke. It's the same thing. It's the same trick that the devil's going to use with the Catholic, bringing in that Catholic society. It's the same thing. Here we go. It says here, Ephesians 5:14, wherefore he saith, awake, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahushua shall give thee light. And that light is the truth, clearly. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. And I know I read this scripture before, and I'm covering this topic before, but, you know, that's one thing that we do. We pretty much repeat a lot of things just so you get it. This is how you hammer it in so people can get the understanding. You know, several new technologies that appear separate and unrelated will soon converge. Let me get this here. You know, rather wake up, brothers and sisters, because I'm telling you, you're going to be easily led into that slaughter. And you know that slaughter is, you receive this MOTB, and hey, you're going to pretty much literally get slaughtered. You know, it's the whole point. That's the whole point. Okay. Judas 2:11, but concerning them that rebel. And so this is what we're trying to tell you. There's no other way around these prophecies. There's no other way around these prophecies than by you being rebellious. You're going to find yourself ultimately getting destroyed by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Okay, Judah 2:11, but concerning them that rebel. And this is the perfect example of the brother that like I said, that knew he was an Israelite and so on and so on. He's in that spirit of rebellion, man, where we're telling you certain things and you should have been hearing the warning not to do certain things, but he's saying, I'm sick now, He's in that spirit of rebellion. But concerning them that rebel, let not thy eye spare them, but put them to the slaughter and spoil them for wheresoever thou goest. So it says here, I'm looking up this word here. Just like it. The Spirit is always telling you something. The Spirit is always talking, man. Always talking. Even when these devils is pushing out their agendas and making their news articles and things like that, the Spirit is in there as well. Because you got to understand, the Most High is starting to visit the world which He made and His Spirit is going across the whole entire earth. His Spirit is entering into everyone, so everyone's seeing things and hearing things and starting to speak things, whether they know what they're saying or know or not. Okay, so I'm looking up this word converge, to tend to meet in a point or line, to incline together. So this is all coming together. This devil's plan. Several new technologies that appear separate and unrelated. Okay, so this thing with the Crown Royale, is going to come together soon. It's going to meet and converge with the MOTB. So it says separate and unrelated. So it seemed to be separate and unrelated because one is concerning your health, and the other one is concerning your finances. Will soon converge, creating a giant digital trap. Man, this is heavy. A giant digital trap that will easily entice the uninformed masses. And it's the same thing that's catching people right now with this Crown Royale, man, with this magic potion that they're paying people to take and threatening people to take. That's something the devil, you see how he works. Now he's starting to threaten you. He's getting desperate. Now he's starting to threaten the people. The digital trap had already been set, and globalist elites are using COVID to speed up the process of convergence. Most people will sleepwalk right into the trap. Yeah. So like it says here, see then, Ephesians 5:50, see then that ye walk, Salaki. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahushua shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, man, not as fools. And it don't give you a meaning of fools here, I'm really just pointing on it, but the fool here is unwise. Again, it's unwise. Fool here is unwise. And a lot of these women, I've noticed a lot of these women who are so proud to advertise how they got that potion now. Like it's some proud thing. But the scripture says, Egypt shall be your shame. Let me get this in Isaiah. Egypt shall be your shame. They think they taking a step forward. Here you go. Isaiah 31. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. And remember, adding sin to sin, your body is your temple, man, and you're to have care of your temple. you know. So there you go, adding sin unto sin by, you know, adding the magic potion, up the crack of your ass. So it's adding sin to sin that walk and go down down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen himself in Pharaoh, strengthen himself in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, and to trust. Let me get this. Isaiah 30. Okay. Again, the whole point of us making these videos is to warn you, and just trying to bring you back to the light, man. Because the times is, again, I like to mention that that alarm, that red alarm is going off, man. That light is blaring. Literally, the light is blaring. Here in Ohio, they do every Wednesday at 12 o'clock. They do an alarm. You hear the sirens blaring. I don't know about other cities and states, but here in Ohio, at 12 o'clock every Wednesday, the alarms start to blare. Actually, that's the spirit, because it's 12 o'clock now. It's about to strike 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock now, So they're about to start blaring. All right. We're blaring that siren is constantly going off. It's constantly going off, And what Jake is doing, he hearing that alarm, but he's ignoring it, All he did was turn his headphones back up. He turned the television back up. He turned the surround sound back. He turned it up even higher. They're blocking it out, man. They're making their eyes and their ears dull, So here it says here, the strength of themselves and the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust. Trust is, it says here, Hashah. To trust is to seek refuge, flee for protection, to put trust in, or confide or hope in. And in God, it says here though. All right, but to seek refuge, flee to protection. So to trust in the shadow. Oh, there we go. That's what I really wanted. That shadow. So like it. I know I'm all over the place, but here we go. Shadow is. Okay, it's to Saul.
Strong's
to
eight.
To Saul. So like it.
Strong's H 6738. Sail.
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 So, okay, this trust in the shadow, a shade as protection. Shadow, symbolic of transitoriness of life. All right. Okay, the trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Because here we go already now, people are still getting, people are now, after receiving their potion, having hangovers. And a hangover is something difficult to deal with. So now they feeling the difficulties of all that drinking of that potion they've been guzzling down, guzzling down that potion. Now they got hangovers, and it's starting to take them out. And this is just for the simple fact they're walking as fools, man. They're walking as fools, and not taking wise steps. So it says redeeming the time because the days are evil. It says redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. All right. You have no business trusting in your damn enemy, man, when your enemy has a history of destroying our people, man. It says most people will sleepwalk right into the trap, which will ultimately reduce them to a human QR code, literally trackable, traceable, and 100% dependent on big tech and big government for their existence. This is heavy, man. This is heavy. It says here, for going to unpack each of these seemingly separate threads that will be gradually merged into a single overarching social financial control grid. Now, if you knew anything during that shutdown when all the people were at home hiding under sheets and with a diaper on their face, this devil was making his moves by with these towers, by the rushing the 5G technology up, man. You know, it says the most imminent agenda item needed to jumpstart this system is to successful launch of digital health passports. This devil's making his move. He's making his move, man. Watch it. By the end of this month, man, the things is going to be into a whole different gear. France, Italy, Ireland, Germany, France, and many other nations have started mandating these passports on their citizens, many of whom are flooding into the streets to protest. You know, what the scripture says, he's going to have these people confused. You know, there's going to be sedition amongst men. You know, citizens protest health passport in more than 150 cities throughout France. And this is just France. The movement toward digital health passports in the U.S. is happening more gradually, but it's picking up steam. It's speeding up. Same thing with the Lord speeding up time. These elites know, man. These elites who have witches and warlocks and soothsayers that's warning them, is telling them the time is short. So the devil knowing that he had but a short time. So this devil he has to speed up. He has to make more moves, you know. So when asked for clarification on exactly what the shot rule, the potion rules might be implemented, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said nothing is off the table. Nothing is off the table. Remember that phrase, nothing is off the table. Listen, what does it say again? Ephesians 5:16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And we know the big picture. With the big picture is the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, we know the big picture. You know, there's going to be a massive, a big deliverance when there's going to be an elect of people that's going to get delivered up out of this trouble. But to the rest, man, they're going to be down here in hell. You know, which we're living this hell right now as we speak. You know, but y'all ain't seen nothing yet until the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai turn to 10. You know, the day of visitation. You know, this could involve rounding up the unvaxxed and placing them in isolation and quarantine camps. And we've been prophesying about the martial law and the detainment centers and man, this ain't nothing. We've been prophesying about this, but there's those that's out there choosing to rather scoff at the message. That claim to be your it's like the words skipping my mind, but your shepherd, that's claimed to be your shepherd, that's claimed to be shepherds of the flock. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is going to destroy these people, man. You know? But again, we're telling you not to be out here circumspectly walking as fools. You know? Let me get another scripture here. Romans again. Romans, is it 13? Okay, 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, and now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. And with our salvation getting nearer and nearer, the days of evilness is going to increase and get worse and worse. All right, they go hand in hand. You know, they go hand in hand. Us getting closer to being delivered, and the wicked getting closer to being destroyed. Period. You know. Let me get this last scripture. You motherfuckers that put your women in a pedestal, man, and you serving your women like she's your god, man, and you know, it's going to be a lot of these women that's going to walk into these traps blindly, willingly, willingly. They're going to lead a lot of you men straight into destruction as well. You know, a whole lot of you men are going to walk right into destruction as well. So really, you better pray that the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to be with you. Your woman can't save you. Your woman's not going to save you. You know, and as quiet as kept, your woman will save herself before she even save you. You know, this Proverbs 14 and 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his goings. You know? No, it doesn't matter if your woman went to cemetery school, and you know, it doesn't matter that she's an attorney or a doctor. You know, your woman isn't to lead you. Your woman isn't to instruct you. Your woman isn't to teach you. You know, so in a lot of cases, man, a lot of men are going to die because of their woman. Because of that adulterous woman, I might add. You know, that adulterous woman. You know. There's no more of this I really want to read. It says, despite what anyone tries to tell you, separating Americans by potion status is a historic first. This is something new. It has never before been tried, and it's working. This is working to a T. You got the nation split. It has the world split down the middle, mainly Babylon. You know, not through the polio or smallpox outbreaks of the 20s, 30s, and 40s, not during the Spanish flu, not ever. So they say this for last, and I'm sure they've done trial runs on this, and I'm sure it's going to come out. You know, how they say this for this actual technique for last. You know. So hope you were edified. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.